the shocking reason why Fidel Odinga's widow, Lwam Bekele, never attended Raila Odinga's funeral. Welcome to Ininda Reports, and remember to subscribe. The burial of Kenya's opposition icon, Raila Amolo Odinga, in his Bondo home was marked by grief, emotion, and powerful political symbolism. But amid the sea of mourners, leaders, and dignitaries, one absence stood out like a shadow, an absence that reignited whispers of old wounds and family divisions. The late Fidel Odinga's widow, Lwam Bekele, was nowhere to be seen. Her seat remained empty, and her silence echoed louder than any speech that day. According to sources close to the Odinga family, Lwam's decision to skip the funeral was not by mistake, nor due to travel complications. It was deliberate, a quiet protest shaped by years of tension, strained communication, and emotional scars that never fully healed. Her absence was a message, a symbol of the complicated and painful relationship that has existed between her and the Odinga family since Fidel's passing in 2015. When Fidel Odinga died unexpectedly that January, his death not only broke the family's heart, but also opened the door to a storm of controversy that would stretch for years. Beneath the public mourning, a fierce inheritance battle brewed, pitting Lwam Bekele, Fidel's widow, against his mother, Mama Ida Odinga, and his sister, Winnie Odinga. What followed was a long and bitter legal fight that exposed the private turmoil inside one of Kenya's most influential political families. At the center of the storm was control over Fidel's multi-million shilling estate, worth an estimated 40 million Kenya shillings. The properties stretched from Nairobi's high-end Karen area to Kisumu and Kajiado, and included company shares, vehicles, and several bank accounts. But money wasn't the only issue. It was about power, family honor, and trust, things that once united the Odingas but now stood in question. Mama Ida Odinga accused Lwam of deliberately excluding two children who were said to have been fathered by Fidel with another woman. Ida believed those minors deserved to be recognized as part of the family and as beneficiaries of Fidel's estate. But Lwam denied it all, calling the claims fabricated and malicious. She told the court that the alleged twins were born 6 months after Fidel's death, making it impossible for them to be his biological children. The court battle dragged on for nearly 3 years. Every new hearing brought more tension, more accusations, and more headlines. What had once been a close-knit family was now torn apart by grief, suspicion, and legal paperwork. Ida asked the court to revoke the letters of administration that had granted Lwam and her brother control of the estate, insisting that the widow had unfairly locked out other legitimate dependents. But Lwam fought back, saying she was being treated unfairly and that her rights as Fidel's wife were being trampled. Finally, in February 2022, after years of back and forth, both sides reached a consent. The court appointed Raila Odinga Jr. and Lwam Bekele as joint administrators of Fidel's estate, replacing Lwam's brother. On paper, the agreement looked like peace, but in reality, the wounds were far from healed. Those close to the family say that even after the settlement, communication between Lwam and the Odingas remained distant. Phone calls became rare, family meetings stopped, and the warm bond that once existed was replaced by polite silence and emotional distance. Lwam continued to take care of her son and manage her portion of Fidel's estate, but her relationship with the larger Odinga family was never the same again. So when the day came to bury Raila Odinga, the patriarch of the family and the face of Kenya's opposition movement, Lwam's absence was not surprising to those who knew the history. It was a quiet reflection of a wound that had never truly closed. Her decision to stay away was not about disrespect, it was about peace. Her own kind of peace, away from the politics, the cameras, and the constant reminders of a past filled with pain and misunderstanding. But to many Kenyans watching that day, her absence raised questions. How could a daughter-in-law stay away from such a historic and emotional farewell? What really happened behind the closed doors of the Odinga home after Fidel's death? The truth is, even great families carry scars that fame and power cannot hide. The Odingas are no exception. They have faced tragedy after tragedy, and though they stand strong in public, the pain of loss often lingers in private. First Fidel, now Raila. The circle of life, loss and legacy continues, but not without its share of heartbreak. In the end, Lwam Bekele's missing presence at the funeral wasn't just a family matter. It was a symbol of something deeper, that even within Kenya's most respected political dynasty, the human heart is fragile. Grief can divide as much as it unites, and sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Thank you for watching Ininda Reports. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next feature.